It's the 3C2A Water Polo Championships here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Mike Cepeda, Matt Henson, and the entire SoCalCollegeSports.com crew with you here live from Las Positas. Game one on the day, Santa Barbara and Sierra for the women. They will start things off at 10:30. Join us live here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. We'll see you then. 15 minutes in counting here to the start of Game 1 of Day 1 of the SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage. 3C2A Water Polo Championships live here from Las Positas College. Join us in just 15 minutes, Santa Barbara and Sierra. Stay tuned.
We're crushing the CPUs.
Sports fans, for the latest online news, statistics, and scores of community college athletic events, log on to the California Community College Athletic Association's official website, www.cccaasports.org. The site is your official source for news about community college athletics. Again, that's cccaasports.org. Today's broadcast is also brought to you by E-Team Sponsor. E-Team Sponsor is proud to have raised over $1 million for community college athletics and is looking forward to continuing their success as an official fundraising partner of the 3C2A. As former student athletes, coaches, and administrators, they understand the importance and challenges of fundraising and offer their crowdfunding platform to help within minutes. For more information on E-Team Sponsor and to start fundraising today, visit eteamsponsor.com. For over 25 years, IDX has been the premier manufacturer of lithium-ion batteries and accessories for professional broadcast and digital cinema. IDX offers an ever-increasing array of innovative products for the audio and video industries and has worked tirelessly to maintain an eco-friendly manufacturing practice. That combination of innovation and civic responsibility has helped make IDX a leader in the audio-video industry for the last quarter century. To learn more about IDX, visit their website at www.idx-tek.com. IDX, giving you the power to create. Jostens is the official supplier of California and Community College Awards. The 3CAA applauds Jostens and its continuing commitment to support California community colleges. Each year, Jostens provides medals and trophies to nearly 100 regional and state championship events sanctioned by the California Community College Athletic Association and is a proud sponsor of the 3C2A's annual Sports Hall of Fame and induction banquet. Cap 7 is also proud to be the official water polo ball of the 3C2A, your one-stop shop for swimming and water polo. Visit us at www.kap7.com. The California Community College Athletic Association would like to thank Las Positas College and the Department of Athletics for hosting the 2016 3C2A Men's and Women's Water Polo Regional Championships. Their willingness to host and organize a great state championship for our student athletes and coaches is greatly appreciated. Nevco is the official partner for scoreboards and video displays of the 3C2A. For 80 years, Nevco has provided facilities with the highest quality display and scoring products in the industry. Scoreboards, marquees, message centers, scoring tables, and video boards are just some of the quality products Nevco has to offer. To learn more, visit nevco.com.
Remember, everyone, the 3C2A Men's and Women's Water Polo Championships from Las Positas will be broadcast in their entirety on SoCalCollegeSports.com. You can also catch it on the 3C2A Athletics website. Go to the scoreboard for men's and women's, and you should be able to bring up the video tab. Also, every game over the two-day event will be streamed live, commercial-free, and free of charge on the SoCalCollegeSports.com YouTube channel and can be found on our website, www.socalcollegesports.com. Game 1 about ready to take away Sierra and Santa Barbara City. 10:30 a.m. start time, about 5 minutes away. Stay tuned, everybody. About to get underway here from Las Positas College. It's the 3C2A 2016 Water Polo Championships. Mike Cepeda with you on today's coverage, along with Matt Henson and the entire crew here at SoCalCollegeSports.com. Happy you've joined us, and spread the word. Remember, you can go to our website, SoCalCollegeSports.com, and also the 3C2A website. Click on the video links. Thrilled and excited about the weekend. It's the Vaqueros and the Wolverines to start things off. Santa Barbara and Sierra. Santa Barbara, the 1 seed out of the South, 32-1 on the season. They have been dominating throughout the season. Really, the only team that has given them a lot of problems is RCC on the women's side. And, well, RCC, one of the teams up here, the 2 seed out of the South, and we'll see them later on today. Sierra College, meanwhile, 21-6 on the season. And they have a 3-headed hydra, if you will. Carissa Johnson, Megan Plank, and Jeanette Saldana, players of note on their side. And you don't have to be in front of a computer to watch the game live. You can input our website on your tablet, PC, or smartphone device, SoCalCollegeSports.com. And you can catch us on the go. You don't have to be, like I said, in front of a computer. Although the computer with a big screen would be nice to have. And interestingly enough, everybody, if you go online, if you go to your Xbox One, or if you go to your Apple set-top box, more headroom, tilt up a little bit. If you go to your set-top box, if you go to your Apple TV or Xbox One, you can catch us on a big screen that upscales to 1080p. So we are underway. The Vaqueros in the black caps, in the white, it's Sierra. Starting for Santa Barbara, in goal, Mackenzie Richards. Ivana Bylover. Number 4, Haley Johnson. Number 5, Addison Seal. Number 6, Kendra Carr. Number 10, Charissa Dorn. And number 15, Gabriel Ritter. Near side, this is Seal. Seal, the number 1 rank in the state in terms of assists. A fantastic facilitator. Carr from out front. Not too bad herself. 13th in the state with 69 steals. She is 8th in the state in goals with 92. She had 4 goals in the win over Riverside in the regional final in the South. Ball back the other way. Sierra with it. Be a quick foul. Saldana with it near side, looking to lob it in. This is going to be a foul called on Sierra, so we're back the other way for Santa Barbara. It's the Vaqueros and the Wolverines, game 1 on the day, 1 of 4 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. This is Ritter near side with the ball. She is fouled. Kendra Carr out front. Gives off to Ritter. It gets away from her. She gets it back. 12 on the shot clock. Ritter looking for a far side streaking player on her team. That's Johnson, and Johnson with a foul. Looks like she pushed off, so we're back the other way. Megan Plank with the ball. Near side. She's fouled by Carr. No score here early. Out front, this is Hayward. Carissa Johnston loses the ball to Mackenzie Richards, and Richard tied for the overall lead in wins on the season with 27. Ball up ahead. This is Seal. And Seal, from what I'm told, has the ability to drop some dimes. And the stats speak to that fact. Kendra Carr out front. She's looking to enter it in near side. This is Bylover. Is this going to be an exclusion? I believe it is. So Saldana will come off for Sierra. It's a power play opportunity here for the Vaqueros early on. Quarter number 1. They go to Carr. Carr fires it in, and it's Santa Barbara striking first blood here in game 1. 1-0, the Vaqueros on top of the Wolverines. So Sierra with a chance to respond here. They look to enter it in. This is Johnston. Johnston loses it. Actually, that was Plank out front. So the Vaqueros now on the attack. This is Kendra Carr on the far side. Gives off to Seal. Carr with some room. She's out front. She has position. This is going to be an exclusion. Oh, Carr's wide open. And Carr fires it in. She is stoned at the net. Drew Daly. What a play by Daly. Where Carr likes to feast on those types of opportunities, but Daly right on the doorstep denied her in full. So it's 1-0. Santa Barbara on top of Sierra. Early action has been dominated early on by the Vaqueros, and you would expect that. One of the top teams in the state of California. In fact, according to the Cap 7 ranking system, they are number 1 coming in to the state tournament. And we have an exclusion here. This is Bylever. So power play opportunity here for Sierra. Far side, this is Saldana. Saldana, cross cage, and that shot is off the mark. Johnson, and I think Richards got a piece of it. Caps coming off here for Seal. Ritter with it out front, enters in. That's a nice move. Bylever is fouled. I think that was Alvarez, the offending party for Sierra. So we'll have an exclusion here and a power play opportunity yet again. Right up front and unable to get enough mustard on it. That was Dorn. Dorn on top of it. Quick pass up ahead by Daly. On the far side, this is Plank. Plank. On the season, this team, the Sierra Wolverine squad, has been led by Plank, Jeanette Saldana, and Carissa Johnston. The terrible trio for Sierra. That one off of the crossbar, fired in by Hayward for Sierra. And we're back the other way for the Vaqueros. They battle for the ball, and Sierra's going to win it. So Sierra going to get another crack at it. The Vaqueros thought they were off to the races. Good deflection out front by Kendra Carr. Active hands are going to get it done. We see it right there. Carr forces the turnover. Seal now with it near side. Ritter with it out front. Trying to lob one in. That one off the crossbar, and Daly on top of it. Back and forth we go. Time of possession has been dominated by the Vaqueros, but it's only 1-0 on the scoreboard. So Sierra staying alive here against the number 1 team in the state. Hayward with it out front and loses the ball to Seal. Seal having issues with her capper secondary. Capper's coming off. Carr is out, off to the races. One-on-one with the goalie. Kendra Carr Chalk one up. 2-0 Santa Barbara. And Carr's an absolute blur in the pool. So it's Kendra Carr versus Sierra right now. She has 2 goals to none on the day for the Wolverines. It's a great find near side by Seal. Breaking the action here is Addison Seal. Trying to adjust her cap as we had mentioned it was starting to come off. 2-0. Vaqueros on top of the Wolverines here. Santa Barbara comes in 32-1 on the season. Their lone loss to Riverside, and we'll see them later on today. Becca Robinson out front trying to enter it in. Defense is just right there, but turning on it. There's Megan Plank. So Plank leading this team in goals, and she puts one on the board for Sierra. 1:51 remaining here in quarter number 1. The lead is cut to 1 for Santa Barbara. Seal it out front, looking to enter it in. She's looking for Dorn, and Dorn turns on it. Carr now with it on the far side. Carr out front. This is Morose. Dorn. Seal puts it in with the left hand. So Seal goes near side top corner, and that's a tough shot for Daly to contend with, and it goes in. So 3-1, Santa Barbara responds after Sierra finally got on the board. Sierra with it. And now the Vaqueros force a turnover, and now they're off to the races. Richards up ahead to Seal. Seal just scored goal number 3 on the day for the Vaqueros. They're looking to add to it right here. She's fouled by Rebecca Robinson. She gives it out far front to Carr. Carr handling it back and forth, gives near side to Seal. Seal cross pool to Morose. Out front, and right on top of it, that's Daly. Lily Tolkien denied by Daly. We're back the other way for the Wolverines. 35 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. 3-1, Santa Barbara on top of Sierra. SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of the 3C2A Water Polo Championships live here from Las Positas. Sierra going to try to hold here for the final possession, most likely, of quarter number 1. This is Saldana out front. She loses it to Tolkien. 12 on the game clock. Daly back on her post, and Seal will fire one on goal, but not much doing there, and that will do it for quarter number 1. We head to the second, Santa Barbara with a 2-goal lead. We'll be back in a moment here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. For over 25 years, IDX has been the premier manufacturer of lithium-ion batteries and accessories for professional broadcast and digital cinema. IDX offers an an ever-increasing array of innovative products for the audio and video industries and has worked tirelessly to maintain an eco-friendly manufacturing practice. That combination of innovation and civic responsibility has helped make IDX a leader in the audio-video industry for the last quarter century. To learn more about IDX, visit their website at www.idx-tek.com. IDX, giving you the power to create. Quarter number 2 about to get underway, 3-1. The Vaqueros of Santa Barbara City on top of the Wolverines from Sierra. Remember, everybody, spread the word. We're going to be here all weekend with you. Live from Las Positas College, it's the 3C2A 2016 Water Polo Championships. Live on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Got friends, you have family. This is worldwide, everybody. Excited that the 3C2A has opted to bring us out and provide you coverage. We had an opportunity last year when basketball was held at Las Positas, and they have a wonderful facility. Basketball and here at the pool. And here we go here with quarter number 2. Sierra wins it. Sierra in the white cap, Santa Barbara in the black. And Sierra will try to strike first here on the opening possession of quarter number 2, trailing it by 2. Hayward with it out front, looking to enter it in. This is Saldana. Saldana is fouled, gives off inside, and the defense has been stellar throughout here for Santa Barbara, and they force another turnover. Kenzie Richards, as we have said, 27 wins on the season. That leads the state for women's water polo. Ritter with it out front, gives off to Carr near side. Carr. Out to Ritter. This is Seal. Addison fires it in with the left. That one's off the crossbar, but it ricochets right to Dorn. New shot clock here and a possession for the Vaqueros. Seal with it on the far side. They try to drop in right on the doorstep and trying to put it over the goalie. That was Bylever, and Bylever gets stoned by the crossbar. Sierra now with it. Ricochets out. This is Robinson. Bylever with a missed opportunity. She had Daly a little bit out in front. Put a little bit too much on it there. Ritter on the far side being guarded by Hayward. And this is going to be a turnover. We have some back and forth. So I think they're going to rule that there was a kick in the pool. So we have an exclusion. So is this a double exclusion and a turnover? Not entirely sure what the call is going to be here. It's a short-handed possession here for Sierra. So it's an exclusion on Sierra, but a possession for the Wolverines. And the Vaqueros force another turnover. Hayward was the offending party. The ball up ahead, and Hayward gets on top of it and denies Haley Johnson in front of the net. Daly now with it. Gives it near side. It gets there in a hurry. This is Johnston. Remember, it's Plank, Johnston, and Saldana, part of that terrible trio. For Sierra, they have been stellar in 2016. They lead the team in goals, 60 plus for each. Good pressure defense here from Kendra Carr. Quick foul on Carr. Leaking away, this is Johnston. 4 on the shot clock. And another great defensive possession for the Vaqueros. See why they're number 1 in the state. Seal with the ball out front. Good pass up ahead by Richards. It's going to be a foul and possession going to the Vaqueros. Seal, far side. Johnson, an opportunity here for the Vaqueros. They can get back. Sierra, good recovery. Carr with it near side. Fires in! And she lulled Daly to sleep. She looked the other way. It almost looked like a no-look shot there from Kendra Carr. And she puts the Vaqueros on top 4-1. Do we have the replay on that, Matt? We see Carr with it. And Carr looking the other side and says, oh, you know what? I'm just going to fire it in right here. And she scores. So Sierra will try to respond here. The lead is swelled to 3 for the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara. Another turnover. Santa Barbara in the black caps, in the white, it's Sierra. It's 4-1. The number 1 team in the state of California on top. Trying to add another one. Carr to seal. One-timer. Timeout Sierra as they fall behind by 4. We'll be back in a moment here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Back to battle here out of the timeout. Sierra reeling right now, trailing the #1 team in the state by 4. Rising out of the pool is Johnson, but she's off the mark. Going to be joined shortly here by Robbie Arroyo, men's water polo coach here at Las Positas. Carr with it out front here for the Vaqueros. Rises out of the pool, gives off to Seal. Seal out front looking to enter it into Byliver. Carr out front, over the crossbar, and it's back to Sierra. A good entry pass. Robinson with a little bit of room, but the defense is there. I'm now joined by Robbie Arroyo. Robbie, thank you for coming on the broadcast here with us. It's been a dominating performance throughout, really, here for Santa Barbara. Off to a bit of a slow start against Sierra, but showing why they're the #1 team in the state.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me on. So far, I mean, I think it's been a really good game. Obviously, it's a score of 5-1 right now, but it's been played a lot closer than what the score has dictated.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right there. Santa Barbara starting to pull away, and they have a lot of talent on their end. Addison Seal really doing a great job on the Vaquero side of the ball, facilitating and really setting her teammates up for success.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see as the game progresses how the ejection ratios are going to play out and affect the different teams as far as depth coming in the third and fourth quarters.
Sierra with it, 7 on the shot clock, and they're just going to corner it. And possession will go back to the Vaqueros. It's the Vaqueros and the Wolverines here live. SoCalCollegeSports.com's continuing coverage of 3C2A athletics. Kendra Carr on the doorstep. It looks like she palmed the ball under the water. Is that the call here, Coach?
Yes, so she ended up just getting a little bit too close to the goalie right there, and that was a great job coming out and just reacting to spatial awareness.
So Daly does a good job of forcing that turnover. This is a turnover. The Vaqueros a little bit ahead of steam. This is Haley Johnson, and Johnson gets fouled. Looks like there's a little extracurricular. You have a timeout in the pool.
Yeah, things are definitely starting to get a little bit testy out there.
Oh, we had an exclusion. It looked like it was a kick earlier. And do we have another timeout here called by Sierra? Okay, so Johnston takes it away from Haley Johnson. An immediate timeout is called by Sierra, and we can probably expect a set play here coming out of timeout.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I think, one of the things that you'd want to do at this point is really try and be patient and then try and get a good shooting opportunity later in the shot clock.
Well, Coach, what have you seen early on here from Santa Barbara that's allowed them to be as successful as they have?
Well, I think one of the things that they've been able to do is anticipate when to get out on the counterattack. And, I mean, whether they've scored on some of those opportunities or not, what it's done is it's dictated a lot of the momentum of the game and kind of put some, kind of put some hesitation into the offensive end for Sierra.
Right. And Sierra, they just haven't really been able to get going. They've had a couple shots on goal, but really not much doing offensively.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that one thing that they're going to have to work on is getting out in the transition period, going from defense to offense, because their defensive side has been, really effective when they've been set up.
Yeah.
But one of the problems that they've had is just getting out and then getting set up really well on their offensive end. But you can see from one of their after goal plays that they ran earlier in the game, they were able to get a goal off of it. And I mean, it was just something where they were able to get set. They were able to get set up where they wanted to be.
Yeah.
They put the ball where they wanted to go, and that's their bread and butter.
Only one on the board right now for Sierra. They trail it by 4, 5-1, 2:29 remaining in the second quarter. We'll take a short break, ourselves back in 40 seconds here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. So the timeout called by Santa Barbara. We misspoke. I said it was by Sierra. So Santa Barbara with possession, a fresh shot clock. They entered in one-timer. That's Haley Johnston. So Johnson on the goal, and that's a terrific find on the far side again from Addison Seal. And Seal continues to shine, adding to her #1 rank in assists on the season throughout the state of California.
Yeah, that was some great ball movement that they had there, and they got the defense to shift. And now look and see what Sierra is able to do, because now they're able to get everybody where they want to be. They should have some good movement off of this.
So I haven't really seen this before where they bunch up and now they're going to disperse offensively here for Sierra.
Yeah, so they're trying to create a little bit of confusion and just get a
little separation.
And try and get just the defensive players to get confused.
I got to tell you, Coach, I'm very impressed with the defense of the Vaqueros here in the first half. Santa Barbara has been lights out, pressure on seemingly every ball, and it just seems like they are swarming defensively to every pass.
Yeah, and I mean right now, that's what they're able to do is they're able to get the ball in the hands of their playmaker and then left somebody wide open right in the middle of the cage. They just need to put away those opportunities.
Kendra Carr has been all over the place. She is 13th in the state in steals coming in. You can see why. Very active in the pool. It's another turnover for Santa Barbara, so Sierra will get a chance to open it up here. They lead it, or they trail it by 5, 6-1. Mike Cepeda, Robbie Arroyo with you on today's coverage. SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of 3C2A men's and women's water polos. It's the championships here from Las Positas. We are here today and tomorrow, day one, quadruple header here on SoCal College Sports. You don't have to be in front of a computer to watch the games live. You can go to your web browser, input SoCalCollegeSports.com. You can find us on the homepage. That one on top of the cage, and is that in? I think that crossed the goal line.
That's a goal.
So that's a goal. What a shot by Jeanette Saldana.
Yeah, and that's just great awareness of what's going on and where she was fouled outside the 5-meter line. And, she already knew that the goalie was out, so she did a nice little lob shot into that upper corner.
It almost looked like she put a little backspin on that. It goes off of the top of the crossbar and in for a goal. So a tremendous shot there by Saldana. Cuts the lead to 4 for Santa Barbara, 6-2. And it was a very good response last time the goal was scored by the Wolverines. Santa Barbara came right back and scored in the very next possession. See if they can do that here. 1:04 remaining here in the second quarter. We have a conversation between, looks like Chucky Roth and the referee. And Coach, what's this conversation about?
Basically, like right now with the, one of the players having their cap off, it creates essentially like a timeout and just an opportunity for the coach to be able to bring up any concerns they have in the game. Obviously, that that last goal was right on the line, and the coach just giving his argument for it.
Yeah. Well, I've found myself in the coaching saddle every now and then, and one thing I do pretty frequently is chirp to the referee. So something that happens fairly often, really in any sport at any level. Santa Barbara will try to respond. Seal with it on the far side. Out to Ritter. Ritter's going to try and lob one in. She's off the mark. Goes over the crossbar, and Sierra now with another chance to cut into the lead. Coach, just based on the eye test, I feel the faster team in the pool is Santa Barbara. And by fast, I mean much faster.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they're actually faster. I think they're just a little bit quicker on the anticipation of where
knowing where the ball's going to go.
Knowing where the ball's going to go, or right here you just see the transition where they end up with a 2-on-1, and one of it, the Sierra player was starting to drive, and there was a turnover, but the defensive player was ready to go.
Seal Bylever skips it in. So Ivana Bylever with the goal. Another good response. 24 seconds remaining in quarter number 2, and the lead out to 5 for the #1 team in the state of California for the women. Coming up, match 2 on the day. It'll switch over to the men's Golden West and San Joaquin Delta. And the overwhelming favorite for the men, for what I'm being told, is Golden West. They were the favorite coming in last year, and Long Beach City College upset them in the final down at Pasadena. Long Beach and Golden West find themselves again as the representatives of the South, and we will see them both later today. Golden West in match number 2, Long Beach in match number 4 against West Valley. Another turnover forced by the defense here, and Kendra Carr right there with the steal. Long shot from Carr as time winds down in the first half, and we head to halftime here, 5-minute break. SoCalCollegeSports.com's continuing coverage of the 3C2A 2016 Men's and Water Polo Championship. Stay tuned.
Today's broadcast is being brought to you by eTeamSponsor.com and IDX, giving you the power to create. Jostens, Cap 7, Las Positas College Hawks, and Nevco.
Second half coming up in about a minute here on SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of the 3C2A 2016 Water Polo Championships. Game 1, Santa Barbara and Sierra. And right now, the Vaqueros with a 7-2 lead, dominating performance in the first half. Could have been a lot worse, but Sierra got to credit their defense for really holding Santa Barbara at bay, but still a steep hill to climb, trailing it by 5. We'll be back in a moment with the start of quarter number 3 after this. About to get underway. We're here with the opening sprint of quarter number 3, and here we go. It's a 7-2 lead. Vaqueros on top of the Wolverines, number 1 team in the state. Santa Barbara City looking to move on to tomorrow's final. Sierra again wins the sprint. Special thanks, of course, to Robbie Arroyo, one of the coaches here at Las Positas College for men's water polo. Another steal by Kendra Carr, and we'll try to get an official stat number in terms of how many steals on the day that she has. She has been very impressive offensively and defensively. That's only the second steal to her credit, but she has been all over the pool. Seal looking for a driving player. The offense has kind of stagnated here. Byliver out front, back to Seal. Seal thought about shooting it with the left hand. Maybe had a little daylight, and a lob shot in from Byliver, no good. Sierra now in the Whitecaps, moving right to left on your main shot. Foul by Ritter. This is Alvarez on the far side with it for Sierra. Sierra looking for some daylight, brings it out. This is Welsh. Welsh trying to enter it in. Is this going to be another steal for Carr? No. Going to be a foul on Johnson, so we're back the other way for the Vaqueros. Quickly up ahead. This is Johnson on the doorstep, and she ricochets it off of the crossbar for the goal. 8-2. The Vaqueros now lead it by 6. A terrific find near side by Charissa Dorn. Another turnover here for Sierra, forced by the Vaquero defense. This time it's Ritter getting in on it. So here comes a break. Addison Seal with a little bit of daylight. That's a terrific pass up ahead by Richards. Seal with it back to Johnson, who just scored for Santa Barbara. Off to Ritter. Ritter. Johnson. Good ball movement inside on the doorstep by Laverne, and she lost it. Kendra Carr trying to recover to the ball, but Daly takes it out of harm's way for Sierra, and she starts the break. Looks like Welsh is coming free in the middle. Hayward with it near side. Cross-court pass. That's a beautiful one. Alvarez out front. Welsh into the goal. Elise Welsh. Let's see the replay. It out front. Welsh finds the range and puts it in cross cage. From well out front. Edwards misplayed that one. And the lead cut to 5 here for Santa Barbara. Spread the word, everybody. You have some friends or family member that couldn't make the drive over here to Las Positas. You can watch it live here on the 3C2A website or our website, SoCalCollegeSports.com. Carr gets some room in the middle. It looks like she pushed off. They'll call a foul on Kendra. So it's a turnover. Some jostling in the water between Bylever and Johnston. Sierra on the break. Oh, terrific pass, and Seal disrupts that play. Wonderful play made on Rebecca Robinson by Seal. Sierra still with it in the white caps. And that's going to be a foul on Ritter. Ritter, an exclusion. So the power play. Power play will be in effect after this timeout from Sierra. They will try to come into a set play out of the timeout. We'll be back to the pool deck in just a moment here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Big weekend for us here at SoCalCollegeSports.com. It's the men's and women's water polo championships here from Las Positas, and then we have a doubleheader in Southern California. SCFA football on Saturday, 1 and 6 o'clock. In the early game, Fullerton hosting Ventura, and in the nightcap, Riverside hosting Saddleback. Should be two outstanding games, the SCFA regionals. Meanwhile, Sierra trying to cut into a lead, and that's a turnover. That one goes on Carissa Johnston for the Sierra Wolverines. Ritter with it out front. Gives off to Seal near side. Seal, Johnson, back to Ritter. Carr on the far side with some room, rises out of the pool looking for somebody in the middle. Can't get it to anyone, gives it back off to Ritter. Seal with the left, and Daly right there. So Sierra, after the save from Daly on Seal, needs to get something going offensively. 3:49 to go here in quarter number 3. That's going to be a headbutt called against Sierra, going to go against Carissa Johnson. Up ahead quickly, Seal on a break. Seal with some room on the doorstep and gives off the one-timer, denied by Daly. Terrific play. Let's see the replay on that. We can slide over. Oh, terrific play made by Daly. You see it on the replay there. She was right on it. Terrific anticipation. And she gets the break started here Johnston looking to create some room on Johnson. Johnston versus Johnson out front. Johnson tries to make a move on the ball. Quick shot from Johnston out front with the shot clock winding down. And it was deflected by Richards. So Richards with the save. That was a near on-goal shot. And now the possession will go back to Sierra with a fresh shot clock. Out front, one-timer is there! Jeanette Saldana cuts the lead in half for Santa Barbara, 8-4. Terrific play made. You look at the replay here, Saldana gets position, taps it in off of the outstretched hand of Mackenzie Richards. Coming in, it was Plank, Johnston, and Saldana leading the team in goals, and they're going to have to really battle uphill here, down the stretch. 2:56 to go in the third quarter. Semifinal number 1 for the women. The winners today punch their ticket into the finals tomorrow. Santa Barbara, an opportunity to respond right here. Ritter looking for the lob shot, and she puts it in. Perfectly placed on top of Daly. Just a perfect shot by Gabrielle Ritter for the goal. Matt, do we have a replay on that? You see her waving it out front, and she just drops it right down into the net. Another great response after the goal. Richards jumps out of the pool seemingly and denies Saldana on the doorstep. Seal now with it back the other way for the Piqueros. Santa Barbara now leads it 9-4. Looking to add to it right here. Johnson out front gets it back to Ritter. Ritter near side. Seal with some room. Tries to go on the top. It's over the crossbar and out of play. And we'll go back to Sierra. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Game 1 of 4 on the day. Back-to-back quadruple headers here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Friday and Saturday. Saldana trying to lead Megan Hayward. Nobody home. We have a foul on the far side of the pool. We go against Haley Johnson. Sierra gets it back. This is Saldana out front. She has a little bit of room. Johnson with a foul. Saldana stays on the ball, gives it out front. This is Hayward. Back to Saldana, working on Johnson. Johnson, a pressure type of defender. And it's a turnover. Santa Barbara gets it back. Ritter up ahead quickly to Seal. Seal turns on it, comes free and puts it in. Addison Seal on the money. See Seal come free here and just put it right into the cage. So the Wolverines will bunch together at the middle of the pool. Get things started off on this possession. The Vaqueros into double digits. They lead at 10-4. Matches their biggest lead on the day at 6. Natalie Beck now into the ball game and denied by Richards. A shot on goal from Plank. Trying to catch Richards off guard there. It's off of Richards and out of play, so it's going to stay with Sierra. The Whitecaps Try to cut into this lead under a minute to go. 44 seconds in quarter number 3. Far side, this is Welsh, and Welsh off the mark. Seal gets it near side. She had Dorn for a moment. Elects not to pass it over. He gives it out front. This is Beck. Back to Seal. Seal into the middle. Trying to turn on it. That looks like Bylever. Seal back out to Beck. The shot on goal but denied by Daly. And Talkin gets denied. 7 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. Daly's going to hold here for the final shot, and she'll lob it forward. Richards has it. That'll do it for quarter number 3. We head into the final frame here of match number 1, and it's 10-4. The Vaqueros in control of this one. The sprint is on here to start the 4th quarter, and Sierra has won all 3, but not that one. Seal to it first here for the Vaqueros. Final quarter of semifinal number 1 for the women. Semifinal number 1 for the men coming up right after this. Golden West, San Joaquin Delta. Another one-timer, and that's in. Up front, that was Bylever, her 2nd goal today. 11-4. The dominance continues here for the Vaqueros. That one off of the cage. No good. Sierra trying to respond, and we have an exclusion here. Who's this going to go against? I think they're going to call this against Carissa Johnston. She's been back and forth all day. We have a timeout poolside here. We'll take a break in the action on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Back to battle here. Santa Barbara after the exclusion. One-timer in front. Looked like that was Johnson. So Haley Johnson, the one-timer again for the Vaqueros, and on the power play, Santa Barbara makes it count. 12-4. And the remaining 7-10 in this one, likely just a formality at this point, barring a miracle here for Sierra. Semifinal number 2 for the women. That'll be game 3 on the day, San Joaquin Delta and RCC. And interestingly enough, RCC, the only team to beat Santa Barbara this season. Santa Barbara came in #1 in the state, 32-1 on the season. But as we said, their lone loss to the Tigers of Riverside. Again, that'll be match 3 on the day. And Byliver rises out of the pool for the steal. Byliver gets some serious height on that steal. It's up ahead to Addison Seal. Vaqueros lead it by 8, and looking to add to it right here. Ritter out front, going for the lob shot again. She's off of the bar, just off the mark. Starts the break back the other way, does Daly for Sierra. The Wolverines looking to cut into the lead. Richards comes out of the pool. That's a great job by Hayward, getting it over the extended hand of Mackenzie Richards, and cuts the lead to 7, 6:06 remaining. At this point, it's all about milking clock and extending possessions here. You're up by 7, under 6 minutes to go in the final frame of match number 1. Vaqueros likely going to be your winner here against Sierra. Ritter from out front, looks like that crossed the line. And indeed, Ritter puts enough mustard on it to score the goal. 13-5. Gabby Ritter, freshman center from Murrieta Valley. Pushes lead back out to 8 here for the Vaqueros with 5:38 to go. San Joaquin Delta, Golden West for the men getting ready in the warm-up pool. Seal gets a hand on it, but the pass does get through into the far side. Lob shot is there. That's a terrific shot on the far side. This is Elise Welsh. See the replay here. Welsh finds the range. And she catches Richards off guard. You look at the replay, she goes cross-cage lob shot. That's a tough order to fulfill, but she does it and scores. Seal with it on the far side for the Vaqueros. Santa Barbara 5:08 away from advancing to tomorrow's final. Ritter, who just scored the last goal for Santa Barbara, with it, gives it off to Seal. Inside, Bylever. It's a turnover. Sierra trying to rally late. They trail it by 7. On a break right here, trying to cut into the lead. This is Johnson on a sprint. Johnson one-on-one. Seal gets back in a hurry. That's a good recovery defensively for the Vaqueros. Rising up and firing was Hayward, but Mackenzie Richards right there. Looks like we have a timeout on the deck. We will do the same. It's 13-6, 4:35 remaining here in quarter number 4. You are watching SoCalCollegeSports.com's continuing coverage of the 3C2A from Las Positas. .35 to go here in the final quarter of our first match today here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. 13-6, Santa Barbara on top of Sierra. Carr with it out front for Santa Barbara in the black caps. Gives off to Ritter. Timeout, I believe, was called by Santa Barbara. I think they just wanted to go over the game plan, make sure that they're milking as much clock as possible on every single possession, and Ritter finds the range. Daly lulled to sleep again. 14-6. Well, coming in, we talked about the dominance on the season throughout 2016 for Santa Barbara. In 30 out of 32 wins on the season, the Vaqueros have won by at least 3 or more goals. Quick break up ahead. Terrific find from Seal into the middle. This is Carr. Carr turns on it looking for room, and she fires it in. (15-6), a lead almost into double digits now here for the Vaqueros. Santa Barbara had to survive a little adversity in the regional finals. They survived double overtime win over the host school Golden West. The regionals held at Golden West College, and the Rustlers really put up a fight in that one, finally succumbing at a score of 10-9. Santa Barbara coming in winners of their last 10. And in the that was in the semifinal. In the final, it was a win over Riverside that gave them the #1 seed from the South. And that one put in. Goal scored by Lily Talkin. Pushes a lead out to 10, 16-6. 3:16 to go. If you go to our webpage, SoCalCollegeSports.com, on a computer, you will find all 4 stream players embedded. They're each individual stream. You're going to log off at the end of this broadcast and then fire it over to the next game after this. San Joaquin Delta and Golden West, #2 and the #1 seed from the north and the south. Sepulvado gives it out front. This is Mari Jo Jones. Jones off the mark. Walker has some room. The pass a little bit behind her. Flips on it. Has some room. She's out front on the doorstep. She fires it in cross cage. Soraya Shayegi, no chance. Now in at goal for Sierra, 17-6. Fifth goal of the game for Kendra Carr, and she has been a beast in the pool here today. 2:49 to go in the final frame. Saldana out front. This is Sepulvado. And we have a tug on the jersey trying to jostle for position. That was Rebecca Robinson, and we're back the other way for the Vaqueros. Exclusion here for Sierra, so a 6-on-5 opportunity for the Vaqueros. Out front, this is Dorn. Back to Talkin. Talkin loses it. This will be a foul on Dorn. So Sierra's going to get it back, 2:03 to go. Ticket all but punched into the final tomorrow for Santa Barbara. Nobody home on that pass. First person there is Dorn for Santa Barbara. .130 to go. Shot from out front, no good over the crossbar. This is Tara Miller on the far side. We're going to have is this going to be an exclusion on Miller? Is this a technical foul on Kendra Miller? Or Kendra Carr, apologies. It looks like. So Kendra Carr will be excluded when we come back here. It's a timeout for Sierra. We will do the same. We'll be back in a moment. .109 to go. 17-6. Vaqueros on top and going to move into tomorrow's final. Exclusion here. Kendra Carr is off. 6 on 5. Out front. That's a hot shot in there for a goal. Mari Jo Jones. Freshman from Nevada Union. Rises up and fires, and Sierra on the board. Cuts the lead back down to 10. And Vaquero's likely just going to hold it here. Probably corner it up just to kill clock. Carr up ahead. This is Reagan Moroz. Moroz is fouled. That will do it for that possession. As Moroz battling with Rebecca Robinson. Seconds to go. Saldana with it out front. And it's a wrap. 17-7. Santa Barbara winner over Sierra. That is your final. Santa Barbara moves on into the championship game against the winner of San Joaquin Delta, the number 1 in the North at RCC. That'll be game number 3 on the day here today. Later on, coming up, Golden West, San Joaquin Delta for the men, their semifinal number 1. You are watching SoCalCollegeSports.com's continuing coverage of the 3C2A 2016 Men's and Women's Water Polo Championships. Thank you for watching, everybody. Back in a moment on the other stream.